Welcome back to the Wake Up and Be Wealthy show. I am here with my new friend, India Brown from Philadelphia. So we're pretty close because I'm in Columbus, Ohio. So
Yes.
I could get you in a road trip in a day.
Yes.
So
Probably
we're
less than 6 hours, right?
yeah, exactly. That's like an audiobook, so we're good. So, very excited to have you on the podcast. We're talking about how to maximize and leverage video content in a launch, which I think is
Yes.
really exciting. So, before we get into the topic, tell us a little bit of your entrepreneur journey and just you in general.
Hello, everyone. Nellie, thank you so much for having me. Yes, my name's India. I am the founder of a boutique creative agency specializing in video and social media marketing, based in the Philadelphia area, but we have clients all over the country. But yeah, I started in the online space as a virtual executive assistant. I wanted to be home with my first daughter. And I feel like the pandemic happened and the coach I was working with could no longer afford my services. I was full-time with him. So I'm like, okay, I need to hurry up and figure out what I'm going to do on my own. So that's when I started my business formally. I've been rocking ever since. I actually just celebrated my 1 year in business last week. So I'm still in that newlywed phase, trying to figure it out.
Well, you've already had awesome success. We were chatting before we started recording, so I can't wait to share a little
Yes.
bit more about that. And so do you feel like the client that could no longer afford your services, do you feel like that was like the nudge from the universe?
Oh, definitely. A million percent. A million percent. And I mean, there's times in every entrepreneur's journey where they're like, this is too much. Like, I wanted to quit the 9 to 5 to work 70 hours a week. Why don't I just go back to that 9 to 5? And there were times when I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, no, like I can give myself a pay raise at any given moment. When you're working for someone, your salary is your salary for however long. I mean, even if they give you a raise, what is it, $1 a year? So I just love the freedom and the control that I have over my paycheck, where I want to work, who I want to work with. It's just the best feeling in the world.
It really is. And I think, traditional jobs are not set up for mothers. It's
Yes.
like even today, my daughter's therapy got canceled and they're like, "Well, she can hang out in the office with us." I'm like, "I'm
Oh,
not. This is why I'm my own boss. Like, I will
right,
take my daughter with me. Like, you
right.
don't have to babysit her." So, but they're not like if I had
Nope.
a job with somebody else, I would probably have to say, "Okay, do that." And I would
Yep.
feel awful. So
Mom guilt is real.
it is, but I think the being a mom boss is it's hard.
Mhm.
We work very crazy hours, I'm sure
Yes.
you can relate, but
Yes.
it makes it so we can still earn a living and build wealth and be in control of our financial future, which I think is important.
Definitely.
So, very cool. So, let's get into this topic because
Yes, I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I think video marketing is obviously very, very important, very, very powerful. So, uh, let's pretend there's an entrepreneur listening that's in a launch. Talk us through, coach us through, how can we maximize video content in our launch to blow it out of the water?
Yes. So definitely, I have a lot of clients that are just out of the gate. They're not comfortable with video content. And mainly, that's probably a confidence issue. But once we peel back the layers of the onion, as so to speak, it's just them not having a strategy of what to show up online and even talk about. So that's where I come in. We were chatting previously before we started recording. I had a client who had a $73,000 launch. You
Yes,
guys
please.
can, and that was not to toot my own horn, but that was really reliant on social. Like, we sat down, I knew exactly, who her target audience was. We knew their pain points. So we knew that we were creating content around that. She showed up in reels at least 3 times a week. I know, don't shoot me. At least 3 times a week. She went live with herself and also with people in her industry. So I know live streaming too. They're like, oh my gosh, I hate showing up and talking on lives. Yes, the first couple, lives that you do, they are awkward. Sometimes you'll have viewers, sometimes you don't. But as start doing them more regularly, you get more confident. People start tuning in because they're like, wow, what is India talking about today? Or, what is Nellie talking about today? So, it just video shows that you are an expert in your industry. So, that was pretty much the strategy that I helped her with. Like I said, 3 lives a week. Sorry, 2, well, really 1 live by herself and then 1 live with a guest, 3 reels a week. But that was golden and we just rocked out for that whole week. It was crazy. I feel like everyone on her team didn't sleep, but at the end it was so worth it.
Yeah. And so did she have a call to action in the videos? Like how did she go from like people seeing her and having visibility to $73,000 in sales? Because that's like a super mega success.
Yeah. So her offer was high ticket. It was over 3,000. But the call to action was pretty much, just join the program. Okay. So it was all about community. She's really big on community building. So it wasn't your typical, I guess some coaches are community builders, but she really pushes community. So, hers was a little different in that aspect, but I'm still, that happened back in April and I'm like, wow. She's like, okay, when's our next launch?
Oh, I love that. It's exciting though, when you have a successful launch.
It's like a high, you're like, wow, we actually did it. So just, putting that recipe in a bottle and, replicating it.
Yeah. And I think, when you're top of mind and to your point, I think the biggest thing I want our listeners to hear is talking about speaking to the pain points, helping solve those pain points is huge because then Definitely. They're like, wow, like it's worth the $3,000 and more for this offer if that's going to help my pain go away.
Definitely. Yep. In every reel, every live, we always wanted to paint that picture of that journey for them. So if they are trying to earn 6 figures, if you're a health coach, if they're trying to lose weight, you want to, whatever piece of content you're creating, you want to paint that picture for them subconsciously. You don't have to put it on blast, say it directly, but you want them to subconsciously be thinking about, wow, I am hurting about that. Wow, I do want that. And I'm not, working towards that in my daily life. So creating content, video content rather, is definitely important. All the platforms are pushing for video content. I've noticed it. I'm sure you guys are noticing it if you're looking at your analytics. I recently took a still graphic on Instagram and compared it to a reel, and it got over 300% more engagement and reach. It was crazy. So
wow,
I know.
Well, it's like if you're going to do the work, no matter what,
just do it right. Yep, do it right from the first time.
Well, and you want more people to see it. That's the whole goal here anyway. So yes, could it be quote unquote easier to make a post? Yes. But if you're going to reach more people and make more money on a reel or something like a reel, then let's go ahead and do that.
1,000,000%. Yep.
Well, and I love that you said that she did 3 reels a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought you were about to say 3 a day. Like that feels
No, we don't have time for that over here.
That feels way more manageable though. I mean, I feel like all the different, experts say all different things.
They do. And I am really big on quality over quantity. Like if you're pushing out 2, 3 reels, TikToks, whatever a day, and it's not getting you anywhere, then obviously you need to reevaluate your content strategy and go back to the drawing board.
I hope that
your listeners are probably like, wow, she's blunt.
Yeah, no, we love blunt here, but also like that gives us so much relief because Some say like to do 6 a day, like
I
10
know, and
a
I
day.
feel like that scares people away
Yes.
because if you have an expert or whoever saying, "Oh, you need to create this," to me, if I'm, just starting out on this journey, I'm going to be like, "Yeah, I'm going to get to that," and then 5 months for later, I'm never going to do it because that's going to be my excuse.
Yeah, it just feels too big.
Yeah.
And especially again, like if you're busy, if you're a mama, if you're a busy mama, like that's
Yep.
just that's not always conducive. So I
Right.
love 3 a week. That feels so manageable and can still yield awesome, awesome results.
Definitely. Yep.
So if someone has a launch coming up, like what would be your top 3 tips to tell them within like video content? Like what should they do? They're like, okay, India, like I am convinced you have talked me into this. I can do this. This feels manageable, but what next? Like our people love like tell me exactly what to do. Like
I
so what
know. I know.
what are 3 things that they can do?
Definitely make sure that you're giving yourself enough time to warm your audience up. That's the first thing. I know a lot of people like launching like 2 weeks before their cart opens, and yeah, no, that's not going to work. So there is a little bit of prep work. But in terms of the launch, just take a look at your followers, take a look at your analytics, what's working well, how can you improve what's working well, what can you tweak. Definitely creating a content strategy plan that's talking to them specifically, talking to their pain points, painting that customer client journey rather, in that transformation that they're looking for.
Yes. I think when we know that there's a potential transformation, we will move mountains
Yes.
to buy anything. Like if your
Mhm.
kid is not sleeping and there's like a product, you're like,
Yes.
how fast can I get it Amazon? Like, let's get it tonight.
Yeah.
So,
And that's why Jeff Bezos is a millionaire or billionaire.
right? Like, but transformation is so powerful. And the more we can double down on what transformation we're creating for somebody and ensuring that like we can do everything possible to help them create that transformation, it's huge.
Definitely. A
You will
million percent.
exactly you'll be in business for a lifetime. So
Yes.
I love all of this. So um how can people connect with you? Where can they find you? All the things.
Yes, I'm on Instagram. I haven't been posting on my own. I've been so busy with client work. I'm like, I don't even want to look at my own
The
social
shoemaker
accounts.
doesn't have shoes?
I
What?
know. I
It's
need
real.
a social media manager for myself.
Yes.
But definitely, I'm on Instagram. My handle is video by India. You can reach me directly via email. My website is indiabrown.co. But I'm super, super excited to connect with you. And hopefully, your listeners found this valuable. And I mean, you guys or ladies can definitely rock your launch with video. If it's hard, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, but it's definitely doable and
I
it's so
love
worth
that.
it.
And so do you work with people on a one-on-one basis? Like if they've
I
got a
do.
launch. Okay, cool. So
I do. Yep.
they can get support from you throughout their whole launch, which is so nice.
Yes. I take the stress out of launches. I know how stressful launches are. So you can have me in your back pocket that whole journey, and I'll be there at the end of the rainbow.
I love that. Queens supporting queens, as we like.
Yes.
It's so important. And then my favorite question to end with our guests is, what does it mean to you to be wealthy?
Wow, that's a good question. To me, it's not about the number. It's not about the zeros in your bank account. It's just about your time, your peace, and just having the freedom. Like having children changes everything. I had my daughters back to back, not planned, but having them, they are really the reason why I get up and grind. And it's not about the money. If I want to, take the day off and go outside and run around with them, or it's summertime, we want to, go to the pool or whatever, like that's wealthy to me. So just being able to provide them with, being there on a daily basis and being present, that's really big to me.
Well, and I feel like you can't even put a price tag on that because they're only going to be little.
I know, it's so funny you said that. Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they, have the random memories. And I'm like, oh, I went down the rabbit hole of like going through my camera roll and I started to get emotional. I'm like, wow.
Goes
Like
so fast.
literally, it seems like I just had them yesterday and they're already 3 and 2.
The days are long, the years are short, as they like
Yes,
to
I
say.
love that saying. Yes, very true.
Well, we love having you on here. I can't wait to hear how your entrepreneur journey continues to grow and thrive.
Yes.
And make sure you contact India with all of your video launch needs and so much more.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye, new friend.
Bye.